Abundance, 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 and gratitude to all. Now, I always tell people, right? Your brain controls your physical reality. If your circuit board is not working and functioning at its optimal performance, then you're going to exhibit behavior characteristics that is not normal, that is unnatural, like feeding babies to crocodiles, having sex with babies, and more importantly, the black woman. Let me just say this to y'all: from 1619, and this happened way before that, but from 1619, supposedly when slavery started, all the way up to the late 1800s, the average black woman was able to have sex with a full grown man by the age of 2. Let me just make that very clear. So, again, you have to ask yourself who in their right mind would do something like that. And now, when you go to look at the brain and look at when you do a when you excuse me when you put a microscope on the brain and how the brain functions and how it develops, then you understand even more why they keep so-called black people away from genetics. They keep us away from science, all branches of science that has to do with the physiology, the phenotype, makeup of what you would call the human species today. I said to you before, these people have undeveloped brains. And not only that, these people are mixed with different DNA. So the brain does not know what to formulate itself into fully. So therefore, they display characteristics that are bestiality. So now let me just read this right here for you, my people. Here we go right here. Neurologists have observed several key differences in the brain of serial killers compared to those of nonviolent individuals. These differences include reduced gray matter in areas related to emotional processing, behavior control, and social cognition. Now, listen to this. Gray matter, the brain, is primarily composed of nerve cell bodies and dendrites. Now, if you don't understand what nerve cell bodies and dendrites are, I would tell you to look up. I'll tell you to look up dendrites, axon tracts, and neurons. I would tell you to look that up and research that, because these transmit signals to your limbs, to your hypothalamus, your thalamus, your pituitary gland. These are all functions that happen in your brain before you have a physical response to anything. So, reduce gray matter in areas related to emotional processing, behavior control, and social cognition. Additionally, decrease connectivity between certain brain regions like the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex has been noted. Now, how many times have I told you about the prefrontal lobe and the frontal lobe? How important that is, that they keep that underdeveloped, because that there deals with a delayed gratification, higher cognitive skills, creativity, and it regulates your emotions. Whereas though that you're not a reactive person, you're more of a response person. Now, these findings suggest that certain brain regions and connections may play a role in the development and manifestation of violent behaviors. Reduce gray matters. Studies have shown that serial killers have a noticeable decrease in gray matter, particularly in areas associated with emotional regulation, empathy, and social cognition. Limbic system. Now, your limbic system deals with memory. I told you, in dealing with your limbic system, the most things stick with you in that area because they want to keep you in that area. That's the mammalian part of the brain. So, excuse me, you have the neomammalian and the mammalian part of the brain, the lower part of the brain, and that they want to keep you in that area. Short-term trauma equals long-term memory. So the more trauma I can give to you in a short period of time, it will stick in your mind as long term memory. Now, a significant reduction in gray matter has observed around the limbic system, including the amygdala, which is crucial for processing emotional and regulating fear. See, decreased connectivity. Decreased connectivity. What I say to you, some parts of the brain is black. If you put some of these people underneath do an MRI on their brain and do a brain scan, the brain is supposed to look like the chakra colors. But if you was actually to do an MRI or brain scan, excuse me, on these people, you will literally see nothing but blackness. It would be black. Brain scans have revealed reduced connections between the amygdala, processing negative stimuli, and the prefrontal cortex, interpreting these responses, suggests that a potential lack of emotional regulation. Now, here's the orbital frontal lobe cortex. Now, I want you to understand about this orbital frontal lobe cortex. This orbital frontal lobe cortex sits at the bottom of the prefrontal lobe and the frontal lobe. This sits at the bottom, and most of them operate, your doctors, your dentists, these people, this is the highest of their consciousness that they can get. This is as far as their brain has developed. So when you see like I said, these lawyers, you see these judges, you see these complex cells that appear to be intelligent but not really intelligent once you actually question their beliefs. Their brain has just developed enough where though they can retain certain information and they can speak to you in a lingo that gives you the appearance that they are intelligent above you, but that's not the case. Some research suggests that serial killers may exhibit reduced activity or functions in the orbital frontal lobe cortex and areas associated with moral decision making and social behavior. Because this orbital frontal lobe cortex, if it's not functioning with these people, which is shrinking, by the way, this is why you see certain activities that are taking place with law enforcement, just outright violence. This is why you see more violent activities taking place just with regular people on the streets. And if you go look up search of Europe, not just Europe, but if you go China, these people are committing suicide, and there's a lot more stabbings and beheadings that are happening in these countries that they are lying to you about. Again, I am definitely going to go live, and I'm going to bring up different brain sizes of different brains, and because there has not been a bird's eye view or a microscope put on the impact that raping has done to our people, more importantly the so-called black woman, because that abuse in itself has had a direct effect on the function of our brain, how it grows, the impact that it has with our everyday life. And it has not been a bird's eye view or a microscope put onto that. And I for sure is definitely going to put that, I'm definitely going to do that video. But before I do that video, my people, because I haven't done one in a while, I'm going to do a call-in show on YouTube. This is why I wanted to do this precursor right here. I'm going to do a call-in show on YouTube, so that way I want people to call in and, give their opinions, speak about their visions that they've been having and what's been going on around the planet, because people have been asking me to do that, and I'm definitely going to do that. And right after that, I am definitely going to do this. I'm definitely going to do this live regarding the activities that goes on with our brain, because our brain controls all physical reality. And these people are dealing with undeveloped brains. And when you have an undeveloped brain, you are going to exhibit characteristics of abuse, characteristics of a violent person, a violent species. You're not going to have empathy. It's easy to throw children into fire. It's easy to hang people. It's easy to take pictures with dead bodies when your brain is underdeveloped. This is a serious issue this is a serious issue that we all need to focus on, because this is dangerous for us to have our children around these people. Because if we don't understand neurology, if we don't understand biology, then our children are going to continue to be subjugated to people that cannot regulate their emotions, and they will act out on it violently, no matter who's around. To be truthful and honest with you, when the planet had, when they have, since their existence, since they have been enslaving us and abusing us, They feel like they are entitled. They feel like they have a right to abuse you. And this is not right at all for our children. If you want to accept that abuse, that's fine. But we all need to really step into all branches of science, especially when it comes to dealing with anatomy. And I want to say this real quick. If y'all notice, you have these people coming onto my page talking about, well, the black woman produces milk just like mammals do, right? So let me just make this very clear. A lot of you don't understand what amino acids are, right? So if you don't understand what amino acids are, then you're going to sit there and you're just going to regurgitate whatever you want to regurgitate. In the so-called black woman's milk, her breast milk, she produces enzymes that deals with the building blocks of the brain. This is why during slavery and even now, black women breast milk is top on the black market. Just so that you know that black women can sell their breast milk for far more than any other woman on the in other far. She can sell her breast milk for far more when it comes to money than any other woman, because the richness that is in her breast milk, what it does to the brain, right? So it has the fatty acids, amino acids that deals with the development of your brain. This is why during slavery, they took the black baby off the breast milk of the black woman and she breastfed these other races of children. So understand and understand who we truly are. The same aminos that the black woman produced out of her breast milk is not the same aminos or that is being produced by a so-called white woman, an Asian woman, an Arab woman, or any other so-called mammal or unnatural species on the planet, or natural species. So for example, let me give an example. So a lot of you that think like that must think that if a female lion that has breast milk, if she's nurturing her cub, if you were to take that breast milk from her and you were to try to give that breast milk to a cow, you think that that would be right. No, it would not. The enzymes that are in there are only made for lion cubs. So it's going to help the lion cub develop a lot better and faster, as opposed to the cow or the calf that the milk is being given to. And a lot of you don't understand that. The reason why you don't understand that, because you're looking with your two physical eyes, making it seem like we're all the same. Genetically, we are not the same internally. So that shows that, and it shows externally why we're not the same, period. So, and this also goes to this whole subject right here. This is what we call reduced gray matter. This also goes to the people that can't deal with correction. When you come out with some scientific information and somebody corrects you on it, and then you get upset, you get angry because you want to be the first to try to bring something out. But none of us are the first. If you think this is the first time that we've been through this, no, it's not the first time, and this is not the last time. This test here on earth makes us better. It makes us better. Until you, and when you graduate to ascension, this is true ascension, then you will better understand that. But until then, you're going to still be like, I was the first to do this, I post this. So you see people putting their names on posts, they put it, bro, it's okay. You can take any video I want and you can go ahead and post it. It doesn't belong to me. This information is universal that I'm giving you. This is for everyone. It's just a question if you're going to apply it to your life or not, if you're going to pay attention to what's happening around you or not. If you want to still believe that your brain doesn't control all physical reality, then that's on you. Abundance and gratitude to you all. I'm definitely going to let everybody know when I do that live on YouTube. Call in live. I'm going to do that first. And then the second time I go on live, I'm going to go into the different sizes of brain and I'm going to go further into this. Abundance and gratitude to all.